Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Medics and Friendly. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe it now. In today's video, I am going to discuss about a major suppurative lung disease, that is bronchiectasis. The word bronchiectasis is derived from two Greek words, bronchos meaning airways and ectasia meaning dilatation. Coming to the definition, bronchiectasis is defined as an abnormal, irreversible dilatation of the bronchi due to chronic airway inflammation and infection. Coming to the causes of the bronchiectasis. So, bronchiectasis may be due to either the congenital causes or the acquired causes. So, the congenital causes include cystic fibrosis and primary ciliary dyskinesia, Cartagenous syndrome, or primary hypogammaglobulinemia. And now coming to the acquired causes, it includes pneumonia and inhaled foreign body, pulmonary tuberculosis, aspergillosis complicating asthma, and bronchial tumors. So these are the causes of the bronchiectasis. Next, coming to the clinical features. So clinical features includes cough. Chronic cough with foul-smelling sputum we find in bronchiectasis, and the sputum being typically copious, thick, and purulent may also be sometimes mucoid or mucopurulent, and the volume of the sputum can be used for estimating the severity of the disease. Like in mild cases, we find the sputum volume less than 10 ml, in moderate cases 10 to 150 ml, and in severe cases greater than 150 ml. And the next clinical feature is dyspnea, and other clinical features are chest pain and dyspnea, and the clubbing of fingers is a late complication, and sometimes the patient may also develop pneumonia and there will be hemoptysis. So the clinical features include cough, dyspnea, chest pain, hemoptysis, pneumonia, and clubbing. Coming to the etiopathogenesis, inflammatory destructive process of this bronchial wall is a result of two basic mechanisms, that is endobronchial obstruction and infection. So the endobronchial obstruction could be due to foreign body, tumor, or enlarged hilar lymph nodes, cystic fibrosis, or may be due to immotile cilia syndrome or Cartagenous syndrome. Next, coming to the infection may be secondary to local obstruction and impairs systemic defense mechanism promoting bacterial growth, or it may be secondary event, that is bronchiectasis developing in suppurative necrotizing pneumonia. So these are the two processes which results in inflammatory destructive process of the bronchial wall in bronchiectasis. Next, coming to the different types of dilatation which we find in bronchiectasis. The first one is cylindrical, that is tube-like bronchial dilatation, and next is fusiform, having spindle-shaped bronchial dilatation, and next is saccular or cystic, having rounded sac-like bronchial distension, and the last one is varicose, having irregular bronchial enlargements. So these are the various types of bronchial dilatation which we find in bronchiectasis. Next, coming to the pathological or radiological findings. So the three main types are described or we find under the radiological examination, that is tubular or cylindrical, varicose, and cystic or saccular. So in the HRCT, this is a HRCT showing the tubular bronchiectasis with the central distribution in both the lower lobes, and this is a HRCT showing varying degree of varicose and saccular bronchiectasis in both the lungs, and this is a HRCT of the lung shows extensive cystic fibrous bronchiectasis. So these are the various radiological main types which are described. Next, coming to the complications. The complications of bronchiectasis include lung abscess, emphysema, metastatic abscess, bronchocortical copleural fistula, cor pulmonale, and squamous metaplasia. Next, coming to the investigation, it includes chest radiograph. Chest X-ray may be normal in mild disease, and in advanced cases, they may be thickened airway wall, cystic bronchitic space, or associated area of pneumonic consolidation or collapse may be seen. Next, coming to the sputum culture. So, the sputum may reveal common respiratory pathogens, and as the disease progresses, Pseudomonas aeruginosa or fungi such as Aspergillus or various mycobacteria may be seen. Next investigation is CT scan. It is more sensitive and shows thickened dilated airway. Next is bronchoscopy. Bronchoscopy, it helps us to rule out the tumors or the stenosis in the bronchi. Thank you. If you like my video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe and hit the bell icon for further notification. Thank you.